What on earth is that? It's a Journey into Comics Network production! All aboard!
I brought my pencil.
What do you wanna do with your life?
Walk on home, boy. Yeah.
Like anything gets to say like you did before. Make it ring, make it bleed, make it really sore.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you're tuning in, welcome to another episode of Rank 'em All, Between the Buried and Me edition. I'm your host, Nick Maxon. I'm sitting here with my co-host, Dr. Dongo.
Hey.
How's it going, Dongo?
Really tired.
Yep. Same.
4 hours of sleep is no good.
Nope. No, a couple of us made bad decisions last night, folks.
Amen, brother.
I don't know what you're referring to.
So we're hurting a little bit. That's okay. We're gonna get through this. We've got our crew with us. We've got Mr. Chris Kerrigan. How's it going today, sir?
Fantastic.
Yep.
All it took was a couple beers to start the day.
Yeah. Beer for breakfast. I mean, sounds like it's just
Well, we skipped the mimosa, so I mean, nothing wrong with the beer instead.
no, but we probably should have had. I probably should have had breakfast.
Yeah.
That's for the week.
Yes, indeed. Brett Maxwell,
Hello.
how are you doing today?
I'm good. Well, I'm actually well rested.
Good.
I got some solid sleep.
Aren't you fucking special?
Fucking am. Thank you.
Proud of
Thank
you.
you.
Zach Davidson,
Yes.
how's it going, buddy?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
I can feel it.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Today we are jumping into the 7th album by Between the Buried and Me, Coma Ecliptic. It was released in 2015, Metal Blade Records. This is another concept album. Pretty much every song is like a little episode of him going through his past lives. So
While stuck in a coma.
Right.
yes. The artwork is a nice, serene desert landscape with a dude floating in the middle of it.
Perpendicular to the land. Like
Yeah.
you'd be laying on a gurney, but is in the middle of nowhere.
I'm just floating.
So this is it's produced by Jamie King. It's just over an hour, so it's got decent length.
It's a healthy length album.
This is I would say it's a definite turn for the band. This is a little less, don't take this the wrong way or too literally, it's not as heavy.
Yeah.
There's a lot more like,
It's more melodic for sure. There's definitely more like there's definitely more of like a breakdown in between the songs, and like the transitions are a little different than just brutality. Like Parallax 2 had a lot of just brutal parts on it, and this one you don't get those brutal parts, but it's still heavy.
it's
Yeah.
definitely still heavy. There's definitely still blasting. But it's a definite departure. I worded it the other day as like, where do you go after Parallax 2? It's just such a, between the EP before it, like it all being this giant story, it's like, where do you go from there?
Yeah.
And I think this is the very logical next step. Like, let's just do something a little different. Let's explore more of our like prog rock as opposed to prog metal.
Tommy started to dabble more with his keyboard and all
Lots
the
of
effects you
keyboard.
can tell, which
Yeah.
I really, really like. It really brought this album together.
So
And I've always loved Tommy's clean vocals.
Mm-hmm.
And this album, he murders his cleans. Like,
Oh,
he
yeah.
sounds so good. Even like we just watched the live DVD, and it sounds amazing. Like
Yeah,
he sounds amazing.
You know, we still got our guitar solos.
Yep.
We've got our cool little lots of ups and downs, lots of breaks.
Mhm.
It's a fun album. A little different, but it's fun. So if nobody has anything to add.
I'm ready to get into it.
Yeah. Let's dive
I've
in.
been ready to get into
You're
it.
you're giving me a look because I was giving a look. I just realized something about last night's podcast we did, but let's go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Put your head in the game, Dick.
Throw in there that this is the same lineup. Same dudes: Dan Briggs, Blake Richardson, Tommy Giles, Rogers, Paul Wagner, and Dusty Waring. The team is assembled once again. So let's dive in to Coma Ecliptic. Song number 1, which I think serves as it sounds like an intro. It's definitely an intro, but it's a full
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm. Which is kind of different for them. A little bit.
It's called Node. There's a really it's pretty low key for the majority of it.
Yeah.
And then there's a super sick guitar break that makes
Yeah.
you feel like, okay,
Here we
Here
go.
we go.
Here it is. Here it is.
And the way it pairs with the drums, I really like a
Yeah.
lot.
Blake
Because
on,
it comes in, sorry, Zach, it just comes in with the keyboards real nice and like do 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 do. And like they're playing guitar, and then all of a sudden they all just hit at the same time, and it really
Yeah.
sets you up for what they're gonna do. And the
it's like a soaring feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
On the guitars.
magical.
It's a good one. I like it. I gave it a 6.4. Because you guys know how I rate. I rate
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the entire discography. So I feel a little bad. It's not a bad song. It's just comparatively, So Dick, what do you think?
In terms of their intros, it's not my favorite. However, Tommy's voice is just flawless and strong, like stronger than I've ever heard it on this. However, this is not one of my favorite intros in terms of the discography, in terms of this album. It definitely sets up the next song really well with what Brett was talking about, but that's not enough to really bring up my score from a 6.
All right. Zach.
I'd probably go ahead and give this a 6 as well. Really, really like even just from the first track, it shows Blake's talent on the drums. I believe that's his name, right?
Yeah.
He's a drummer.
Just fucking banging it out, and it's great. Love it. And then again, Tommy's voice, the cleans, just can definitely tell he's a very talented vocalist.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Brett.
I'm gonna go with a 7.75.
Nice. Healthy.
I really like the way that it sets up the whole album. This is one of my favorite albums, and even going through and dissecting it, I was kind of like, there were parts I was like, okay, maybe I won't rate that as high as I thought I would, but I love the eeriness of the intro, and
For sure.
the fact that it really makes you feel like this dude has slipped into a coma,
Mhm.
and it gives you that feeling like you're drifting off ever so peacefully, like no motion, just this constant, almost like light falling. And I really like the way that it sets up the album, but I think 7.75.
That was a good
is where I
description.
stand.
Fair. Chris.
6.5.
6.5. Okay. All right. So that leads us into song number 2, The Coma Machine.
Mm-hmm.
Here's where we start just getting it.
Right.
It's a hell of a song. It comes in and again just really lets you know like the shape of the album. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got tons of cleans that are really good, but he busts in with those growls and sounds as good as he ever has.
Mm-hmm.
It comes in and it's got not high energy, but like it's kicking, it's good. And then it slows down for a sec before the growls come in for the first time. start to drift in slumber. Then he's like, velvet room, and then it kicks in.
Yeah.
And it's fucking awesome. It's
Yep.
I mean it's a bit in. It's a minute and a half, 2 minutes in or something. But that's when I feel we're really off to the races. Anybody else have any thoughts on it?
I mean, this is definitely the flagship song of the album, I would say. Really, even just story wise, really just sets you up for this journey that he's now starting, and the confusion that is really within him of like what actually is going on around me. But I love, like you said, the way he does the start to drift, and then like he just comes in with just heavy, and definitely on the studio album too, he layers his vocals a lot. It's like a lot of times when he's doing the cleans, he's got the layered screams in the background too, a little more subtly. So, which I mean, I could see some people being upset that it feels overproduced, because I've seen that as a description of it. But I like the way it's layered. But then when he's performing it live, he does hit the cleans amazingly, and he still hits his growls and his screams perfectly.
I might like the live version more.
Really,
I thought they destroyed it. I thought it was
I agree with
amazing.
that.
I like both versions. I appreciate both.
I did realize, like, going through and listening to this album a lot and dissecting it, that big reason of why it holds so much value to me is this was the first time I saw them live performing an album through and through. So we had seen them the first time at the Egyptian Room playing with the Atlas Moth, and we missed the Atlas Moth, and we heard that first strum of the chord, and you looked at me like, dude, they're starting right now. We got to go.
We walked in right
and
on
we,
time.
Yep, and we straight ran inside. But that was just them performing their songs and, you know, playing a show. Then this album comes out, and so then I got to see them on the Coma tour, and that really holds a lot of sentiment to me. And yes, they absolutely destroyed this whole album live every time.
Yeah, they went all in on live with the lights and everything.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Oh,
yeah.
It was
Oh yeah.
it was amazing.
I kind of just realized this. The lights are almost like if you were in an operating room. And
Yeah.
You've got those bright lights
Whoa,
staring
you're
down at you.
right.
So that's why they're aimed directly at the crowd, because you're in the coma.
That's interesting.
I just put
Thanks
that
for
together.
Thanks for pointing that
I
out.
just
No,
put that together.
that totally makes sense.
And then because like
Huh.
the circle light behind Blake would be like that center light that's right above you.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
surgical
Mhm.
table
Yep.
light. Yeah.
So
Whoa.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm giving Coma a 10.
That's a nice touch.
Wow.
I love this
Oh.
song. I'm giving Coma Machine a 10.
All right, Zach.
I think I don't have my notes on me at the time, but from what I remember, I really like the song. I'm probably gonna give it a 9.
Wow. Look at y'all. Look at y'all. Dick.
I like the way, like during the beginning, like during they teach us what was, how all the instruments are really synced up with each other. The chugs with the fucking kick, and then I'm a really huge fan of like when Blake really fucking rips it down.
He lets loose on this
Mhm.
song.
And there's not much going on. It's just everything's really stripped down except for the drums, and he's just going nuts on those cymbals.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a really cool song. But it's not one of my favorites. This album's not one of my favorites. It's coming off of 4 back-to-back amazing releases.
Just smasher. Just
So-
fucking.
I just had a really hard time connecting with this album. And so that's just like a preview of what's to come. But I'm gonna give this song an 8.
That's respectable.
Healthy.
Healthy.
I went 8.5. It's one of my favorites on the album. Gave me a lot of hope. I was like, okay, this is I'm strapped in now. You know, I was, not sure where we were heading with this.
You're ready for the adventure.
But now I was ready. So, Chris, what do you think?
I agree with the 8.5.
8.5. Then we enter the next episode. Song 3, Demognition.
God damn it! I loved the intro in this.
The keyboards
Oh.
are fucking
It's a
off.
very short
Oh,
song.
yeah.
It's only a minute and a half, I think.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
terribly
it's
long.
relatively short.
Minute and a half, 2 minutes,
2
just over
minutes,
2
yeah.
minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, I always have a problem with with albums like this that I listen through and through. Like, I never break it down by song.
Mm.
I just I love this album as a whole.
Yep.
You know, so I didn't even realize Demognition and Fab and Wolf were two different songs because the way
Right.
they flow into each other. So when I'm
Yep.
playing it on my vinyl, because I'd always spin it, it was like I would just hear it, and I always thought that the Demognition part was the intro to Fab and Wolf, and it was just all one song. Because then obviously King Redeemed Queen Serene, you can tell with that song, but until I was really starting to look at it, I was like, oh, Demognition is a very short song leading into Fab and Wolf. I always thought they were one. So
I can see that.
I love how often they do that. They like
Mhm.
pair songs together.
Yeah, I saw somebody
Yeah.
post in
the fam, the
and
BT
yeah,
fam.
they're like name a better combo than Demognition and Fab and Wolf, and I'm like, Viridian White Walls.
Yeah.
Boom.
Like, what are you
Yes.
talking about?
That was my
Yeah.
answer.
I'm like,
Right.
what name it? What? Who are you? Why are you
we
in this
love
group?
You, we love you, BT fam. But damn, did
Sorry,
we all agree?
Damn.
I'm gonna be
We all agree
I'm gonna be a
Viridian White
snob
Walls.
about this.
100%.
I definitely agree. Viridian into White Walls is a stronger combination.
After that, I might even put
Like, I have to be a snob
Uh,
about that. Like, fuck
Mirror's
you.
Obfuscation.
Yes.
Definitely.
That's
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
one too.
Yeah. I do like Demognition into Fab and Wolf, though. I really do.
For sure.
Yeah.
Demognition is very eerie.
It is.
Yeah.
It's so creepy.
It gave me some strong Tron vibes.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
Which
Yeah.
I'll even
Loved.
just read the lyrics real quick. An ancient figure crowds my focused path. His lightning bolt eyes creep through my sights. Render the dwellers with freedom. Matter develops your kingdom. Demognition, walk reverse. Like, it's a very creepy. Like, you don't it's hard to tell what's going on.
It's good.
Yeah.
Like, which I mean, I can only imagine being stuck in a coma is.
Right.
But yeah, I love the way he does his vocals on this though, because he's very eerie about it. An ancient figure crowds my focus, and I just love that, like what he does there, like using his voice as a tool in
Mhm.
the entire song.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a fun little ditty. It's a short one. I
Yeah.
give it 8.4.
Wow.
8-4. Okay.
Little. I like it just a little less than Coma. Just a touch. Brett, what do you think?
I was sitting at a solid 8 with this one.
Okay, that's healthy. That's
Yep,
healthy.
I was at a solid 8. Like I said, it's very short. I kind of thought it bled into Fab and Wolf and thought they were one song, but I like it as a standalone too because of how creepy and eerie it is. So yeah, definitely gonna sit with an 8.
It's healthy. Chris,
I also sat with an 8 on this song.
it's a fun one.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fun. It's interesting.
Just a
Kinda-
short little
It
ditty.
kind of keeps you on the hook, you know?
You could not 2-step to it though.
Nope.
No, you
I
probably
don't
couldn't.
think you could 2-step to this one.
I don't think
I
so
think we've
either.
officially found a BTBAM song you could not 2-step to.
Damn it.
Bitch.
If I could have 2-stepped to it, it would have been a 9.
And to be fair, folks, I went as far as to say I could 2-step to Desert of Song. So like,
Yeah.
Like-
yeah.
I'm willing to try, but yeah, I don't.
I don't think you could 2-step to this one, man.
No. It'd be more like a polka.
Maybe at the very end when
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
like doing the weird synthesizer and he's repeating Demognition and Walk Reapers.
Yeah.
Maybe you could get in some 2-step in there,
That's
but
a-
it'd be very hard.
Sounds like it might be a bit of a stretch, but I can.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
folks, we'll figure it out. We'll let you know next time. We will see if we can 2-step to Demognition.
Get the.
Dick, what do you think?
I think this is like more of like a Tommy, like a Giles song.
Have you
rather
listened to
than-
any of his solo stuff?
No, barely. I mean, besides Slumber Party or whatever that was.
we watched the
that's-
Slumber Party and that one was weird.
It just does. It doesn't. To me, this song doesn't fit as a BTBAM song. It just feels like a Tommy song.
Interesting.
Uh,
I was gonna say that, like, yeah. I wonder if like he wrote the whole thing.
Yeah, there isn't really. I mean, it's just him. this song. There's not much else going on
Right.
with the rest of the band.
A little bit of
and it-
guitars, I think, but not much.
I think Blake's on the drums still in this one.
Yeah, I don't know.
But there's no like lead.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
there's nothing about
Right.
this song
It's
that
just
makes me think
him and
BTBAM.
keys and distorted vocals.
Right.
His voice again sounds incredible.
Mhm.
It's a weird song. I'm gonna go with 6.5. Wasn't feeling it.
Okay, man.
Okay.
That
Let's go ahead and give it an 8. I really like it. Again, strong Tron vibes, which I just have a soft spot for Tron.
same, bro.
Really synthy, really, eerie. Again, I just can't stop saying how much Tommy's vocals impressed me in this album. Just that man put it in work.
DOS work. All right. Let's see. Next, we got Fab and Wolf. Like we said, kind of Demognition kind of bleeds into it a little bit.
Mhm.
I don't have. I like it. I don't have a whole lot to add about it. The part in the middle where it's the has me out in the cold. I love that break. It's,
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
and the end of the song is just fucking awesome.
Yes, I will
The
say
last
that.
like 2 minutes are just fucking beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of structure when it comes like the lyrics and like the story because it repeats a lot of the same lines, but I definitely really like the whole sound of this song. Like especially the end. Then when he starts just ripping that sexy solo.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds you of
Ah.
Answer the Sky, doesn't it?
Huh?
Yes.
Kind
Yes.
of.
Yes.
That's a great way to
Reminds me
put
of Ants in
that.
the Sky.
Yeah.
Huh.
I've never made that
I
connection.
didn't either.
Damn.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna have to play this back to back now
Yeah.
to really hear it.
It's
I'll
an
let you
interesting
finish.
connection.
No, I mean that's it. I just
Okay,
have to, I'm just gonna have
well,
to
that's
listen.
beside that and the Scour the Earth, Turn the Dirt Red are the only 2 parts of this song that I like. I hate this song.
Really?
I fucking hate it. This is my least favorite song on the album.
Tell me
Whoa.
more.
And it's mostly just because of the fucking lead part that it grates on me so badly, and I hate it.
Awesome.
5.
Whoa.
It's not a no.
Ooh.
It's not a 4.
Dig.
But
It's a
fuck, dude,
fucking
I hate
five.
this
You
song.
hit a 5 on anything else?
I think that's the first 5 period.
Oh.
I don't think any of us have.
Sorry, guys, but yeah, I hate this
Wow.
song.
You know what, Dick? High five.
Just dropped
Get
a
it,
bomb,
brother.
Dick.
I was not a fan of it, and I
I
never
love-
skipped it. I never skipped it, and just so I could keep listening to it and keep it in my head. And I wanted to skip it so bad every listen once I realized how much I hated it.
So, go ahead, Brett.
I was gonna say my favorite part is when they've got the weird eeriness towards the end. It's like, move the flesh
Yeah.
over this
was cool.
rotting bone.
Yeah.
One more
It's
day,
cool,
and
but it's not enough to save it for me.
one more day. And then
Yeah.
it goes like into that drums, then slows down again and does it one more time right before we get into that sexiness.
Yes.
So, I'll give you guys a little bit of insight. So, I'm comparing like song to song. I'll go back and I'll be like, well, do I like this as much as this? And for this record, I didn't even look at anything from Parallax through Colors. When I went to compare, it always went back to pretty much Alaska. So I love Alaska because it feels like it was the last album that was just individual songs.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
was absolutely yeah.
So I would say generally that's probably Coma is on the same playing field for me as Alaska.
Okay.
It's good, but it's like it's opposite ends of the spectrum.
There also
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
it's like this is the far side of them being clean and pretty.
And Alaska being the other opposite side, just being dirty and
Lots
heavy.
of lots of grit and shit.
Okay.
I will
I can
say,
see- I can
especially
see
like
that.
with the whole comparison you made about standalone songs, is there are 3 or 4 different times where the song to song transitions just aren't there. Like colors just flows into one another every time seamlessly. And this one doesn't do that as much, I noticed. They're like going from Ectopic Stroll to Rapid Calm to Memory Palace, like they all kind of just end and then the next song begins.
Yes.
Which is not what they've done for the last 3 albums.
No. I would say so definitely not Parallax 2. I think there's a you could argue Parallax 1, but they do transition pretty well. Great Misdirect is the same way. It's like Mirror's Obfuscation, and then you get somewhat of a break, but then you get Disease, Injury, Madness. To me, flows right into Fossil Genera.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
And then Fossil right into Desert. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there's a small break between Obfuscation and Disease, Injury, Madness, and then the rest of the album seems to pretty much flow together.
And
Definitely.
this one near the end, like the beginning of the album, like the first, like Node through Turn on the Darkness, I feel like flowed pretty seamlessly, and
Yeah.
then the last 5 songs just kind of stand alone and have that break in between each song.
Yeah, especially Life in Velvet for me. Like
Which
between
I never noticed until doing
Option
the
Oblivion and
podcast.
Life in Velvet.
It's weird for me because I feel the opposite, because I feel like those last 4 songs just bleed into each other.
Really?
Because I didn't notice when they would change, and I didn't know that they were different songs. And I
Huh,
I
okay.
barely remember Option Oblivion as a song because I thought it was one of the other songs still.
I definitely could tell the end between Memory Palace and Option Oblivion the most.
Well,
Like I feel like Memory Palace just ends, and then there's silence, and then Option Oblivion comes in. But
I gave this 8.5. 8.5 for the old Fab and Wolf.
Fab and Wolf.
Chris.
7 3/4.
7 3/4.
I like the way you said that.
I figured I'd
Very
change it up.
unorthodox.
I'll give it like a 8.75.
Oh, an 8 3/4.
No, I said 8.75, Christopher.
8 3/4.
Mother, brother, I tell you what. Mother, brother.
Brett.
Brothers, I'll tell you my score, and it's gonna be a 9.
Ooh.
I really like that end part. It really catches me every time.
Mhm, yeah,
I enjoy this song a lot.
Tasty.
No, I'll save that comment for a little bit later. Yeah, we're not even halfway through. I'll hold off on that. So we're moving into is this midpoint? 5? Oh, it is 11. So somewhat the midpoint. We're going into King Redeem, Queen Serene. I love the way it starts, super slow.
The soft vocals.
His vocals are so fucking pretty.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So fucking pretty.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But then it has I don't fucking know, maybe 2 minutes in, it breaks into a heavier part, and it's a really cool transition. I feel like they use that formula a lot on this album, where they start real soft and then have a break into heaviness.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But you know, for a band that fucking, I mean, look at fucking Colors. They just played 200 riffs in a row and never repeated anything ever, you know?
Right.
I like the repetition of riffs on this album.
There was a lot more about that. I wanted to make that comment about Coma Machine. It's probably the most formulaic song they've ever done. Like verse, chorus kind of stuff.
Very
Right.
structured.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I'm not used to. It's something with my band that we bitch about a lot. They're like, can we just fucking repeat a part, please? I'm like,
No.
We're
Fuck
just
no.
we're just gonna fucking rock out. Like, how many riffs does this song have? 12. No repeats.
And go.
I'm sure that's BTBAM's fault that I like that kind of shit. Anybody else have anything they want to add about old King Queen?
I do like definitely how it comes in super soft with his vocals, and then the whole song just swells constantly. Like it's constantly uphill for me. It doesn't ever really slow down, in my opinion. But as soon as he says, I slip past my own mind, a small gift taken from my time, is when it really just kind of starts, because you get that keys, you get the keys coming in, and then that's when it just starts getting pretty freaking heavy.
Yeah. And for me, that was kind of like It's like so there's the King Redeems part and then a Queen Serene's part almost. I can
Yeah.
based on like the swells and some of the vocals when I pick it up, you can kind of tell it's almost a story, so to speak, between those two.
It's a fun one.
I really like this song. This was probably one of the first ones that really caught my attention when I was seeing them live for the first time, playing this through.
It's fucking really good.
That would
live.
be badass live.
This song for me is a standout on the album for sure. I mostly love it for all the clean, calm stuff, and then once it kind of kicks in, I kind of fall off. I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Okay.
Respectable.
I went 8.3. I mean, you're gonna look at it like a lot of these songs. I like them. I mean, I'm giving them fucking 8 out of 10, but there's not really any standouts. Like when I when I'm wanting to listen to BTBAM, I can't tell you the last time I was like, I'm gonna go pick something off of Coma.
See, I can never pick just a song though. I always listen to the album.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way though. Like after definitely listening through it now more, if there's definitely 2 songs I could go through and be like, I could listen to just these songs.
Yeah, I can't tell you. Like, I like all the songs, but it's just not one that I really go to.
Like I said, it holds sentimental value for me for sure. That's
Yes.
definitely.
Oh,
like,
there's so much to be said about your first one.
Yeah.
Like, you get
Right.
into the band, and then the next album they put out.
You see the
You
live
love it.
tour. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go ahead and say I'm gonna give this one a 9.25.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm gonna give this one a 9.25.
Okay, man.
Showing it some love.
Chris,
Giving it an 8.
giving it a
Solid 8.
Okay.
solid. That's about average for you over here. Zach, tell me about it.
With King Redeem, Queen Serene, I don't know. I think originally I scored like an 8. Let's give it an 8.25.
8 1/4.
8 1/4.
A fucking quarter.
Did somebody like talking about it right now like make you go like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying, and that's what made you raise your score?
Yeah, the whole I guess making the correlation between the flows, and then I thought about like, well, it is kind of like going with 2 different parts of the same story essentially. So it made me appreciate it a little bit more.
It's definitely one of if I had to pick a couple songs off the album, it's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
What'd you
also
say?
in mind 8.25.
Okay.
Okay, man.
Oh yeah.
All righty then. So we get to track number 6. Turn on the Darkness. This song has tons of catchy parts.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's pivotal in the story too.
I agree.
It's got one of my favorite parts on the whole album, and it's one of those parts that is if I had to pick like 10 moments of BTBAM, the Welcome to Our Journey part
Yes. Yes.
it's so powerful. It's fucking beautiful. It's definitely one of my favorite parts on the album. It's one of those like you get lyrics stuck in your head randomly. Like I definitely get that section stuck in my head out of nowhere.
Please walk with me. I'll put your mind at ease.
So I really like it. It's one of my favorites. The whole song.
I really, really like this song. But the name is cool too. I like Turn On the Darkness. I think
That is a
that's
cool title.
Cool ass
Right.
fucking name, especially for he's realizing he's in a coma. And it like Turn On the Darkness like that. That just is so cool to me. I love that. Yeah, definitely the intro when like the way he projects his vocals when he's the winters grieve evenly, flickering moments engage our senses. starts off really cool. And then this is the first time you really get into like characters in this album. So I'm looking at the lyrics here. So you have the sighting,
Yeah.
where he says, "I see a flame erupt in the distance, the charted course towards my direction, a wealth of moving light. They now seek my disguise. Legs soon crack as they stand above below." Then there's the exchange. "Where do you drift from, sir? This land is for those who have lost. Our humanity is past its course. We roam with all that's left." And then the next part, you meet the torchbearer, which is the welcome to our journey part.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got this crowd of lost things, lost souls, like moving towards him in this land, and he's watching them. Then there's the exchange, and he realizes like who the torchbearer is, and like he is the leader. Like, follow me. Like, I'm taking you on this journey. We're all on this journey together, and really is pivotal for me when it comes to the story of this album.
It's this to me would be the high point
Yes.
on the
I can
album.
agree with
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
This is
Your climax.
it's one of
Yes,
it's one of the coolest parts. It's I love my brutal BTBAM,
Oh, yeah.
and I love it when they break off and do something pretty.
Right.
And
Yes.
I just love it. I love it so much. I'm gonna give it an 8.7.
Okay.
Yeah, the more I talk to you guys about it, the more I like it.
Went up a whole 1/10 of a point.
You know, I mean, you look and
Oh, I know.
Like-
I know, dude. I'm joking with you.
it's
Like, that's a decent. Like, that can be a decent bit.
Yeah.
Like, a 1/10 of a point is a decent bit.
it's funny to
Especially
me.
because we're all rating
that-
6 and aboves, really.
It's funny to me that like the way that I rate, but at the same time, it's like everything is still like everything is still like an amazing song. Like, this is my least favorite BTBAM song. How do you like
Nice.
it? I mean, a lot. How would you rate it out of 10? 8.5. I mean, fucking,
Stop that! You said it's your least favorite. I
still
said-
really good.
I said what I said.
You know. So, Dick, what do you think?
8.
8?
Dick
You,
liked
you,
this
you
one.
guys have already said it. Said all
Yeah.
I could say.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Chris,
8.725.
dude.
Oh.
Hey, I'm right in between a 7.3 and a 7.2.
All right.
So, I'm giving
do,
it
you
its
do.
due diligence with
Okay, pal.
That
I could give it an 8.5. Solid.
healthy. Brett.
This one's hard.
Yeah.
I really, really like this song. I think I'm gonna give this one a 9.75. I don't think it's quite a perfect 10 for me, but I really like that song.
Same. For sure. That brings us to the ectopic stroll. This is the swing song.
mhm. This is our bloom.
Yeah.
This is a cool song. It's a fun song.
yeah.
And like you said, it swings like crazy. There's another, like, this whole album, which I didn't even realize this was a concept album when I first listened to it. I just started noticing like they bring back this. They keep talking about velvet, walls covered in velvet,
Yep.
and then you got the final song, "Life in Velvet." It's like, yeah, I just all these connections throughout the different songs. I'm like, maybe this is a concept album. Then we come in today and it is a concept album. No, this song's fun. I give it a 8.5.
8.5. Very healthy. I also gave it an 8.5. He does some
Nice.
fucking right there at the beginning. His
Mhm.
vocals are super cool.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Sit down, please. So, what is your wow? Like, I just love
Yeah.
his vocals throughout this entire album.
It's-
I really do.
It's fucking swanky.
Yeah, I definitely like Dick. You were just saying like the fact he keeps talking about his walls being in velvet. It's like this soft, plush,
Mhm.
deep, like purplish red like room that, I mean, you can only imagine a coma might be like.
Yeah.
stuck in a single room with walls covered in velvet. Like, it's nice, like it's comforting, but also where are you and what's going on type thing. I love this, especially when you hit that acoustic solo.
Mm.
Oh, how far in is that? Like 7 minutes 12 seconds in or something like that.
You're in deep.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
that
like
great?
yeah, and he just gets it. I love that change up there. But yeah, this song definitely kind of feels like you're like on a stroll. You're actually walking through this, trying to figure out where you're at. And I absolutely love this song. I'm gonna hit it with a 10.
Boom.
There it is.
It's almost like Peter Parker, like evil Peter Parker, and what is it, 3? Where he's walking
Yeah.
around.
Oh yeah.
Emo
We
Spider-Man.
should try and like make a sound clip and edit it to that.
That'd be fucking hilarious. Just him
We
walking
should-
around with this song. Oh my god, we're gonna do
That's
that.
a perfect matchup too.
Like
It is,
especially
yeah,
the beginning.
yeah.
Especially the
Yeah.
beginning. Like
Bump, 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 and him just thinking he's hot shit.
please, doc, I need help.
That's good. All right, Zach, what do you think?
I gave it an 8. It's solid. You know, little in between song, so to speak.
Healthy.
That's what it felt like to me, anyways. Just a little.
Little ditty in the middle of it all.
Mhm.
Chris,
8.7.
man,
Oh wow.
yeah, feels for this one.
I mean,
Got
it's good.
feelings.
Oh.
All right, that brings us to song number 8, Rapid Calm.
Mm.
I see
My
this is
favorite
one
song.
definitely like the end of Stroll just kind of ends. And there's that break, and then Rapid Calm starts.
The intro to this song is another one of my favorite parts on the album. It
Yep.
sounds fucking menacing,
Yes.
which is hilarious because it's called Rapid Calm.
And they really do encapsulate that with all the instrumentals and everything else. Like they really do like make you feel rapidly calm.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how else to
I
describe it.
just
other than
love all
that.
the layers, like in this track specifically.
It's like an onion.
You can just like a fucking onion, man. It's just a fucking unit.
They
of an
go,
onion.
they go very hard at the end of the song.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
the end, they have a lyric or a line that they call back to in Option Oblivion, which is my favorite.
Which one's that?
So, a golden lever, a choice for gold or velvet. Do I go on or follow the robes in the smoke?
Right.
Accept all we are given. It's all here for a reason. That line occurs again in Option Oblivion, but he sings it. He does not scream it. It's just the golden lever, a choice of gold or velvet. Do I go on or do I follow the crown in the smoke? An Option Oblivion.
Yeah.
So it's almost like then, well, I guess we'll get to it then. So now
Yeah.
he's talking about following the robes in the smoke. But yeah, a golden lever, a choice for gold or velvet is my favorite line out of the whole album, because that's definitely like him. Like, I can wake up, or I
But
can
do I
stay
want to?
here.
Yeah.
Or
Do I want to go back to the life I thought I once had? My memories have faded, but do I go back to what I think I once had, or do I continue on this journey that might take me to worlds beyond?
Right.
I feel like I'd hang out for a little bit, just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Well, just for a few.
But you might not have that option to go back though. Once you
I
pass
know,
that lever
right?
on your journey, you might not get back to that golden lever.
I feel that
Yeah.
a lot in life. I give this 8.7, another one of my favorites. Chris.
9.25.
Ooh.
This is probably my favorite song on the entirety of this album.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah. I like how it feels. It hits me good.
Dongo.
8.
8.
Okay.
Healthy. Zachary.
I also gave this one a 9.
Ooh. You feel it? You like that?
I felt it.
You about that?
Felt it.
I think I'm gonna give this one an 8.8.
Okay.
I like it a lot. Like I said, I definitely love the line that I said when it calls back to it later on, but definitely not the strongest one in my opinion, this song, but I like it a lot. So 8.8.
Fair. All right, that brings us, we're in the home stretch now. Memory Palace.
True boy.
This is a banger.
Yes.
Lead us in, Brett. Tell me
This
about
song is a banger. My favorite part, like you get the sexy guitars at the beginning, but then like a minute and a half in, just that wow, 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 wow.
it. It's probably the best song intro
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
album for me. It
Yes.
sounds
yeah.
fucking wicked.
Fucking love this song. And the lyrics definitely have it down, like with the song title, like with everything going on, like, you know, him talking about he just saw the lever. He's trying to think about his memories, and he can't quite get it. He can't quite remember everything. And he's talking about chatter has left me, a statue grown with intentions of my own. Talking about, you know, obviously everyone else that's in this group that's following the torchbearer is all talking, trying to figure out their position in this story, maybe. And he can't remember his past life, and he's trying to create this palace to hold all of his memories, and it's just not there. I fucking love this song.
What do you think? Anyone else got anything to add?
I do love the intro, the guitars in this song. This is also the first single off the album.
Yes. All right.
Indeed.
I'm gonna give this one a 9.
Ooh.
It's a good one.
Look at you, Dongo.
I liked it.
I'm gonna give the 8.6. It's good. It's good. The intro does a lot of the work for me. Chris,
They call back to it at the end too. They do that riff at the end again.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay.
Yeah, you're feeling good about it.
Okay.
Yep. Not as good as the one before, but I feel good about it.
So looking at a lyric that I kind of just glazed over before, tubes swim with my veins, an orchestra of lights graze over my corpse. Our souls are melting, immobilized limbs, secret liquid smoke. It's like, I wonder if he's like, he can project and see himself. He's on the operating table. He's in that room
One would.
with all of the lights and doctors around him, and maybe they're making the decision to pull the plug. So
That
maybe
would-
the golden lever is not his choice.
That sounds reasonable.
But his family and the doctors, like, he's not coming out of this. He either sits in a coma forever, or you pull the plug.
Interesting observation.
That is an interesting observation.
Doing a little more astral projecting.
Yeah.
I could totally see that. That would
With
be
his
right in their
astral
wheelhouse.
body.
Little astral projection.
10. This one is
Bangarang.
this.
It is a
song-
banger.
This is my favorite song on the entire album, hands down.
Damn. All right, Zach.
I think a 9 will suffice. I
What?
like it. Yeah. I mean, I can't really say much more about it. I mean, we pretty much encompassed everything.
All right, that brings us to option Oblivion. Doesn't sound like the choice you'd want to take. This has some killer parts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like kind of like Dongo was saying earlier, I also kind of, these last few songs tend to bleed a little bit for me. But yeah, this has got some these last two songs are a little shorter. We've got a couple of 8-9 minute long bangers, and then this one takes it down a little bit at about 4 minutes. But in that 4 minutes, it packs some of my favorite parts.
Oh yeah.
Pack some good punches.
Like I said, so it calls back that line, a golden lever, a choice of gold or velvet. But then they switch it to, do I go on or do I follow the crown in the smoke instead of the robes? So I wonder if he's accepting the torchbearer as
But it also says the lever falls down.
it does. Yep. The lever falls down so delicate.
So maybe the choice was made for him.
And there he goes, following the torchbearer.
And then I really like the part where it breaks down with the breathe underwater, swim without limbs. I love the melody of that part. Yeah, these new eyes will never suffer. Enter the new wake. Looking back through the painful tunnel, they taught us what once was. And that's a callback lyric too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I really like this song a lot too. I'll talk about Life in Velvet when we get there.
I slapped this with the 8-9. Sometimes it's a good one. It's a short, but it does a job for me. Dongo.
I'm gonna hit it with an 8.
Solid.
Yes. I don't hate it.
I mean, shit.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad song.
No, for sure
It's-
not.
For me, it wasn't very memorable.
Zachary.
I'll give it an 8.25 just because I originally did like a 7.75 or an 8. But because yeah, just the song, really the last 2 songs, frankly, are just not very memorable for me. And that's just my opinion. But definitely, like what Brett was saying with some of the lyrical value, it made me appreciate it a little bit more. So I bumped it up a couple points.
All right, Brett.
I'm gonna sit at a 9.2. I almost feel like this song should have been the end.
Yeah. You know, it's the last 2 were what am I thinking of here? I guess I don't know what part I'm thinking of. So we're just gonna move on then. Life in Velvet. We've been talking about.
We need Chris's rank.
Chris, what the fuck do you think about Option Oblivion?
I don't know if I want to give it to you now.
You don't fucking have to.
You know, like 8 3/4 though.
Oh, 8 3/4, huh?
Yeah,
Cool.
8 3/4.
So you're saying 8 and like 75 out of 100, something like that?
Yeah, right around there.
In that ballpark. Cool,
Yep.
tight, great, awesome.
Dope.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks
for the
875
recognition.
Out of 1,000.
Now that we've dealt with that, fucking
Motherfucker.
getting everyone's scores. Ooh. We are going to fucking stumble our way into the last song, Life in Velvet. Then I think it's not my favorite last song
That's the
Nope.
point I was wanting to make. With
by
you.
any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
We always talk about Me and You Love an album that just like when the last song feels like a last song.
Yep.
This doesn't feel like a last song at all.
Which they have
Yeah.
fucking dominated the past
Yeah.
4
Oh, yeah.
albums.
It's like a
Yeah.
trademark.
So,
White
so this
Walls.
one, yeah.
Fucking
Swim to the Moon.
Swim to the Moon, Lunar Wilderness.
Even the
Yep.
goodbye, and even the goodbye to everything reprised.
Yeah.
Has more of an ending feeling than this does. This song just didn't wrap it up for me. Like Option Oblivion kind of did. Like if I would have stopped at Option Oblivion, it'd be fine.
Yep.
It would feel like an end song.
Could have stopped at
You
Mary
got the
Palace.
sweltering guitars and
my
everything
opinion.
else, but this is just an intro or outro that just doesn't.
It almost like
Do
they
it.
should have just flipped the last 2 songs. Just flipped them in place.
I mean, my fucking hot take is that you didn't need both of them to be. I mean, you could have fucking put them
They could have
together.
all. Yes,
Yeah.
you could have
Right.
you still could have done the Life in Velvet parts, but just have it Option Oblivion.
I was gonna say lyrically, it's definitely the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I fall to my knees. My last breath is purple smoke. Like it definitely, the lyrics definitely wrap it up, but just the power of an ending song that usually BTBAM does is
Think of
not
that
there
fucking,
for me.
Think of that fucking break in White Wall. Think of fucking Silent Flight Parliament. It's just
Mhm.
like
Doesn't-
they are so good at writing just epic fucking like
Units,
bringing it all together, you know? like
just
White Walls is
massive.
just like so fucking powerful.
Right.
Mhm.
And I feel the same way about Silent Flight. I really like Lunar Wilderness, but that's more of a somber ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas
Oh, yeah.
White Walls is just like,
Powerful.
God
Oh.
damn it.
After I get done
I
smashing
even
your
like
face.
even fucking Alaska, the last song, like the fucking
Yeah.
the Hawaiian just beach just hanging out,
Yeah.
like that fucking wraps the album up better for me than
Yep.
than this does.
I've been dreading talking about this last song since
It
we
is
were doing
the
this. It's weak. It is a
It-
weak ending.
easily the weakest, especially when you're coming off
Yeah.
expecting.
Expecting more.
Not a lot of people write albums like that. You know what I mean? Like so many bands, like I feel like you get to the end of the album and that's the filler.
right.
That's never been a BTBAM thing. It's always been you're building up the whole album to this epic fucking outro.
Yeah.
And I just feel like they dropped the ball on this.
I do too. I do too, and I've been dreading talking about it.
I don't know
for
about
weeks.
drop the ball necessarily, but I feel like they just try to do something different. And in this particular instance, I prefer the other stuff, the other endings, I guess.
I don't think they spoiler. I don't think they particularly knock it out of the park with the next two albums either with outros, but that's a different story. This is a lackluster finish.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a 7. Chris, what do you think?
6.75.
You sure?
3.
Jesus Christ.
All right, Dongo.
I like the song. I haven't even thought of this in terms of like an outro song. Like you guys, like I get what you're saying. It's definitely not that. It's definitely not this majestic, massive masterpiece. However, I do like this song. It's probably one of the songs I connected with better on this album, mostly because the guitar tone is just crushing at times. It's dark and ominous, and I love it.
It is. It definitely has that eerie feel, just like the intro did.
Yeah.
So,
So that's why I like it. I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Okay, man. Zach.
Yeah, Life in Velvet is to me what Fab and Wolf is to Dick. I did not care for it.
Oh boy.
I'll give it a 6.25.
Oh goodness. Brett, tell me about it.
So even though it doesn't hold the same strength as a lot of their outros, and that does bug me, the lyrical value of it, like Dick said, definitely does wrap up the story, which is their whole point of this album, is to tell a story. And yes, it is ominous and it looms over you with like this dark feeling of, did he make the wrong choice, or was the choice not even his own? Because he said the lever falls ever so slightly. Maybe the choice wasn't his own. So this one's rough. I'm going to give it a 7.75. It holds the same value to me that the intro does. It just stinks that it doesn't feel like all their other endings.
Right.
That's fair.
So,
That was Coma Ecliptic, 7th album by Between the Buried and Me. Stacked up decently well. It knocked off the first few. It looks like it did better than Alaska. Looks like we generally liked it a little more than Alaska, but doesn't. It comes fucking
I kind of helped
scary
raise
close
that rating with a couple
to
tens.
Parallax.
I think was I the only tens on this album?
I did not give a single.
Yeah,
10.
I didn't either.
I didn't give a 9
either.
8, 9 was my best.
Yeah, no, there are songs that
I
I
guess I
absolutely
did
just
give
love on this
At
album.
least one or two 9s, I think. I gave 2 9s in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, okay,
no way to hide it. It's not my favorite.
There's definitely some good songs, but yeah, just in general, not my favorite.
It's one of those I was telling Brett weeks ago. It's one of those where I'm like, it's not really my favorite, and then I listen to it, and I'm like, well, I mean, I still know all the words, and
I mean, I still like
I
it.
still know everything, and I still
Yeah,
like
right.
it. So
No, there is definitely, like I said, there. I mean, you can tell by the 3 tens I gave, there are 3 songs that I just absolutely love off this album. And honestly, those are 3 songs that I could just listen to by themselves. I know I usually don't, but if
Yeah.
I could go and listen to Memory Palace by itself and enjoy it.
I definitely like it more that I've listened to it more,
Yeah.
which seems to be the case with all these. That's what makes this so much fun. We are almost there, folks. We have 2 more to go. The Automata series 1 and 2. Then we're gonna do a little wrap up episode for y'all. We're gonna not dive in like we have been, but we're gonna talk about the covers album. Give our thoughts on that. There's a lot of good shit on there, but
There
it doesn't
is.
necessarily merit an entire episode.
Actually, I've never checked that out before.
Me either.
They cover so many different genres.
Oh.
It's crazy.
And
That's cool.
it's a fun album to listen to. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I can appreciate the variety, and I mean, it
Yeah.
just shows their
They cover
musical talent.
Queen, Pantera,
Ooh, wow.
Metallica,
Melon.
Blind Melon. Yeah, it's just
Jesus.
Like they
it's a
cover a
wild
bunch of
group.
shit.
That's really cool.
So thank you guys for listening. Thank you to all the boys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Taking the times out of your days. It's not always easy getting 5 people together to do this shit. But it's always awesome when we do.
Oh yeah.
Always.
So
fuck yeah.
check us out. We have a website, don't we, Dick?
Yes, rankemall.rocks.
Boom.
Heck yeah.
Check us out there. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out pretty much everywhere you listen to podcasts. Thank you to the. Is this Journey to Comics?
It is.
It is.
It is.
So thank you to the Journey to Comics crew. Thank you to Nate and Brando out there doing the Lord's work. We're just doing the fun part. We're doing the fun part. They're doing all the back end. So
Amen, brothers.
So-
Spreading the gospel.
So cheers to them. And cheers to all you guys for listening to us. We love you. We appreciate you. And we will see you next time on another episode of Rank 'Em All Between the Buried in Me edition.
Oh, yeah.
Bye. See you next time. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it again.